welcome to the podcast where we talk about the things hidden in the shadows. This is Isaac.
And this is Megan.
And today, what are we talking about? Oh, yeah. One of the top conspiracy theories amongst conspiracy theories, the Denver International Airport.
Yes, and also tagged along with that Bluicifer, because that ties in with everything.
Well, yeah, because it's one of the things connected to it.
Yeah, so there's some pretty creepy ass stuff going on at this airport. Like, I don't know if I'd fly through it. Like, it sounds like there's some spooky stuff, like otherworld.
I would say spooky is fucking weird.
Yeah, no, so one of the things that they talk about the Denver airport is that they're like artwork and that they're like sculptures, obviously Bluicifer and stuff like that. But I saw a video on YouTube about the chatty gargoyle, and it's this gargoyle that has his fingers in his ears, and like he talks to you, but like say like right now you're wearing a Metallica shirt, right? Mm-hmm. And he would be like, "Hey there, dude with Metallica shirt on," and it's like super creepy. Like, but why would you have a gargoyle in an airport talking to people?
Well, the main things that make it extremely weird, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. I want to start with the blue Mustang.
Yeah.
Which people call Bluicifer.
Yeah.
Right? It's a fucking 32 foot blue sculpture of a horse. Right?
Yep.
Its eyes glow red consistently.
At night specifically.
Yeah, well, yes, during the day, but you really see it at night.
Yeah.
It's extreme detail, right? Mm-hmm. It even has veins in it.
Ugh.
That you can see.
And it was, the artist was Luis Jimenez.
Yeah. He was from El Paso.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
When he created it, it fell. It's one of his legs and snapped his leg and severed an artery, killing him. That's why people say it's cursed. That's when you drive into the airport. That fucking thing up there.
I saw too. I'm not really sure what it was called, but they even have like, it looks like little cone tent things. I don't know if you've actually seen. I actually was watching videos and like little like clips of the Denver airport, and it was some weird stuff.
What's weird?
Huh?
Amongst everything that we're going to get into with it, but one thing that I found is that on YouTube, right, number one source for conspiracy shit. Mm-hmm. I couldn't find much videos on it other than, like when I put in Denver International Airport conspiracies, mm-hmm. All I got was news of the local news of that station there in Denver, its reports on it, and maybe 1 to 2 other videos on conspiracies, and they weren't even lengthy, they weren't even good, and they weren't even detailed, and that was it.
Weird.
There's countless conspiracy theory video people out there that would, I don't know why they would never even touch this subject, but I can't find any. It's like YouTube either deleted it, erased it, or blocked it.
Well, like the creepy thing is like when they ask like the CEOs or like it's just one CEO or like people that are high up in the Denver airport, they like play it up. Like, like how some places would be like, oh, no, we don't have those conspiracy theories here. What are you talking about? It's a normal airport. No, they go for it. Like, they don't deny it. They don't.
I know. It's like, well, I'll come to 3 conclusions with the whole airport thing, but I'll save that towards the end. The next thing I think we're talking about is the Freemasons time capsule tablet thing. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
There's a...
I read a little bit about that, but...
There's a tablet with the Freemasons logo on it and them dedicating it to the people who contributed to the airport. So the Freemasons... applied, they funded money. The thing is, this thing was being built in 1994. Mm. Or it's been there since 94.
I thought it was 95.
Or 95.
Yeah.
In the 90s, which is like, whoa, this thing didn't get on the radar until like the 2000s.
Yeah.
It was, I guess, way before YouTube,
Yeah.
So I guess until people, had the ability to discuss it online, then it started getting on the radar of like, hey, this is some freaky shit.
Yeah, well, like the weird thing is that chatty gargoyle, like literally, it says Dallas Airport, or not Dallas, sorry, Denver Airport. So I don't know if it's like their official YouTube channel or like someone made it the Dallas. Why do I keep saying that? The Denver Airport.
Because it's in Texas.
But
no, yeah, it's a Freemasons tablet dedicated in a certain month of a certain year or a certain day. Uh-huh. And people figured out if you add the numbers together of the day, month, and year, you get a number 33, which in Freemason is the highest rank you can get.
Weird.
Right?
Yeah, and there's also been ties to the Illuminati, they think. That's another conspiracy theory. I mean, there's another conspiracy theory about it being, like, they have bunkers there. Which, that seems more plausible. I can understand maybe that.
There's miles of underground tunnels, which is weird. Which was supposed to be used to travel luggage underneath. But they abandoned it. So now they just have a bunch of tunnels underneath they use for boys to travel without going up above.
Oh, I bet you that's creepy. If you're an employee and get lost down there, could you imagine?
Yeah. But according to construction workers who worked on the airport for a amount of time, forget that one thing that people should know, it went over budget by like $40 billion.
Dang.
Or $5 billion. $5 billion. Yeah, sorry, not 40. $5 billion.
Dang.
Went over
Still
budget.
A lot.
Yeah. Went over budget by $5 billion and took an extra 18 weeks to complete. Which a lot of the people on construction complained about. Anyway, a construction worker supposedly said there's 5 layers of floors underneath it.
Wow.
That he saw. It wasn't complete or anything, but there was room down there for stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So that led to the conspiracy that this Denver airport is a bunker for the elite of the world. Right?
Yeah.
Those tunnels would be tramways and stuff like that to get people there unnoticed because there is a train being built to take people from the city to the airport underground, subway.
Yeah.
Now, that's a clever way to transport people of, say, celebrities, businessmen, or even like politicians who don't want to get noticed. Even the president, move underneath without anybody knowing he was there. Kind of what, what's his name? Guy in a wheelchair, president, World War II.
Theodore Roosevelt?
I think so, yeah. How they got Roosevelt around without, people seeing him in his wheelchair.
Yeah.
Right. So it is possible that would make sense. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories around it, but nothing is unconcrete. It's just so many weird things surrounding this one place that it brings people's attention to it.
Yeah. The artwork itself, those weird pictures.
Yeah.
Like the Nazi guy, which I think somewhere I was reading that may have gotten taken down. Got taken down. And it's just weird. Like my dad even said, like, because I've never been to the Denver airport. You've never been, I don't think, right?
No.
But my dad has. And my dad said it was creepy as hell. And if he says it's creepy as hell, it's probably creepy as hell.
Well, the murals they have are ginormous, like humongous, like maybe story tall paintings that are really wide that depict supposedly dystopian future, the peace with children and stuff like that. But the one that basically looks like a Nazi soldier wearing a gas mask with his sword and a dove, right? Mm-hmm. And holding a rifle in the other hand. That was freaking weird.
Yeah, and you get an eerie, like when you look at the murals, it's not like it's an eerie freaking feeling.
That's what people got the Illuminati attached to it. Is that they thought all these paintings and murals they depicted a future that the Illuminati saw or want to see in a sense, right? Yeah,
because if you look at a lot of the conspiracy theories, they talk a lot about like New World Order type stuff. That's what I read about a lot, is that they think it's tied to like the New World Order, the Illuminati, that type of stuff. Like there's specific markings and stuff throughout the airport that allude to that. And then a lot of people have even said maybe that's where they keep aliens. Like I've heard that's conspiracy theory.
Well, there was a carving of an alien somebody did in the underground area.
Yeah. Weird.
Another one is apparently, which is actual shape if you look at it from above, the runways on Denver International Airport, or DIA, are shaped in the shape of a swastika.
Ugh,
which weird. The original designer said it was supposed to be a pinwheel, right?
But even so, why? It's weird.
Apparently because of wind resistance and wind stuff, so they can fly planes in every direction. Planes can come in and planes can leave, so they don't have to worry about which way the wind's coming. Was their excuse.
Would you fly to the Denver airport?
If I had to. Yeah. Excuse me.
Sorry, we record at night, the paranormal one, so there's a lot of extra yawning.
Wish I had like a bang or something. Hey, there's some cheap plug for advertisement.
Bang!
Anyway. Yeah, the conspiracy, attached to the Illuminati and stuff like that, and they can find things throughout the entire airport. Now, even like I said, like the people who are in charge of the airport, they play up the conspiracies. Right?
Oh yeah, and it's weird.
They even have people try to find a conspiracy, stuff like that. They even have tours of the underground to show people, like, oh, just no place, what's going on. Which comes to my conclusion was 3 different scenarios.
Okay, go.
One, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. All the conspiracies are true behind it. What are the plausible ones, right? 2, it's not. And all those conspiracy theories are just ploys for advertisement to get people to go there. Mm-hmm. Or 3, they're both. In a sense of, they're all true, but they're playing it as something fake to get people to go there. But in realisticness, it's just a smoke and mirrors thing to make people not think that there actually is what they said there is there.
Yeah. But the weird thing is you have all these conspiracy, like when you type in, like when I did my research, I didn't even have to type in conspiracy theories or anything. All I typed in was Denver Airport, and literally, and I think I even showed it on Instagram on the stories or on the feed, but I actually had where all I did was type in Denver Airport. All of these articles about conspiracy theories, but you don't actually hear about like anybody's weird encounters. You know what I mean? Like you have people talking about, oh, well, I think that Denver Airport is part of the Illuminati, and you show them murals and stuff. But, like no one's had any like insanely creepy situations happen there that I could find.
Well, except for the construction worker appearing.
Oh yeah.
There's extra floors down there. But you look at Denver, Colorado especially, it's kind of the center of the United States.
Yeah.
So it's the most center you can get without being extremely rural. It's still into a major city. That people from east and west can fly there. Well, look, yes.
Oh my gosh. You did have beans, so yeah, sure. That's okay.
That people can fly to from the United States especially, and around the world. Japan gets there pretty quick. Anybody from Russia and so forth, and they had to go the other way from England and take a little bit longer, but it's in the center of the United States, so they could, probably get there. Mm-hmm. So I always wonder if any of conspiracy theories of like other ones mm-hmm. that are somewhat connected to it, right? Go come to the elite Illuminati. And the funny thing about the Illuminati is that the question is not if they do exist, it's if they still exist.
Yeah.
Because they did at a period in time, medieval times actually. That's when they were most known.
Weird.
Their ploy was to overthrow the king or plant someone in charge to take over and stuff like that and have secret things. But I don't remember what leader it was to basically kill them all. Had them all executed.
Oh, wow.
For conspiracy. Right? So, could they all have been killed? Who knows? All right. A long time ago, a lot of information gets lost.
Yeah.
All right. Could they still exist today? I don't know. I have my own theories on that, but none of them really apply to this.
But I'm wondering, like, if that's like a conspiracy theory, even with just the airport industry in general, if like there are something to do with aliens, like do airports keep like, I don't know.
Well, if you're going to see any kind of weird alien activity, it is at an airport because, they got all the traffic control stuff. They can see any flying object within a good mile radius, if not more.
I wonder if anybody ever, like, if there's any encounters, like a thing where you could, like, people talk, because there's tons and tons of sites where they talk about, like, your weird paranormal encounters. And there's actually a website where you can even see, like, your local paranormal encounters, which I've done before, and it's creepy as hell. Anyways. But, like, if there's ever been any kind of paranormal, like, alien type or weird flying creature encounters, like, while you were on an airplane. You know what I mean? Like you look outside the window and you see
something on the wing.
Is that from a show?
Yes, maybe? Stupid.
That's got to be a Jim Carrey thing.
No.
No?
William Shatner. That's Twilight Zone. No, was it a movie? Was it based on Twilight Zone?
See, he just did he just did a plug-in.
Because they redid it again, but with
Jordan Peele?
No.
Yeah.
He did his own thing on it, but no. I'm not talking about the Twilight Zone. Yeah, he's redoing it.
Slipping into the Twilight Zone.
All right, going off with someone else. The actor who played the dad in 3rd Rock. I forgot the actor's name.
And I don't even know who that is.
Oh, man. Now, William Shatner, there's something on the wing. Something. Yeah, Jim Carrey made fun of it in Ace Ventura.
So see, okay.
That's what you remember it from.
Okay, so see, I knew that the way you're saying it reminds me of Jim Carrey, so.
Was it terror at 400
You want to know a mind-blowing fact?
What?
I've never seen Ace Ventura. Ba-ding ching.
Shows your lack of movie likes.
No, I mean, anyways.
No,
Yeah. So.
What did your dad see anyway?
I don't know. He saw the murals. He said he saw that Nazi one. I don't know exactly when he flew or like.
He said it was during his military time. That'd have been the 90s.
Yeah, early 90s. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. This is very interesting. But yeah, he said it was like creepy. Like it even weirded him out a bit. And to weird him out.
Well, I can understand why the airport has so much, lore behind it. It's just because if it was one thing, it could easily be passed over. But the fact that there's so much in one place, amongst other places, right? Because it's not even the biggest airport, right?
Yeah, no.
The biggest one in Saudi Arabia. This is like the second biggest. It's the biggest for the United States.
Yeah.
Which, is it necessary? Not really. They had a perfectly functioning one less than like 20 miles away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that you didn't say about it. It actually replaced another airport.
Yeah. So people kept asking, why are they building it? Why do we need it? Stuff like that.
And the creepy thing is, like when you have like weird stuff like that, sometimes you have like out of state people, like talk about whatever. Like it's the haunted location or the paranormal encounter type location is weird. You would think that you would have more out of state people say it's a weird location. It's just weird, right? But a lot of Coloradians, if that's how you say that state's like people, they complain that it's weird as hell. And it's creepy.
It's not necessary. And like I said, it's probably most likely 3 out of my 3 theories of why. Because you put all this weird crap out there and then you expect people not to be weirded by it. What better way to cover up a place where you're going to have the elite hide at one point in time is a place where people think. So are they going to hide?
Well, I think with Bluicifer, too, is that it actually, a lot of people think it is a nod to the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
That one representing death.
Yeah, which is weird.
Not a very good omen.
No, and I've seen a couple of YouTube videos of people like bloggers or vloggers going through and when you see, this thing is giant. Like it's a giant horse, and you go into it, it's just weird the way they have everything set up. It's very weird. Like it's like Denver's Area 51. Like it's just weird.
Strange. I remembered something, and I tried looking for it, but now it doesn't exist. It makes me wonder if I remember it from another reality.
Oh gosh.
There's a YouTube channel, and if anyone else knows about it, called Let Me Know, LEMNO, or Let Me Know. Right. It looks like it says "Let Me Know," but it pronounces "Let Me Know." Right. Mm-hmm. This guy's whole thing, I think he's European or something. He takes conspiracies like these and debunks them. Right. Finds a logical reason by finding facts or history documents or whatever like that to explain it in the most logical way. Right. Mm-hmm. He did that famous attack on LA way back when, where they caught that image of a spaceship in the sky. They're all shooting at it. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Right. The other one about the Russians disappearing in the Siberian wilderness. Supposedly their tent was found ripped apart and stuff like that.
Ew, I didn't know.
So one of the person's bodies, their jaw was ripped off their skull or something. No one knows what the hell happened. And I remember watching specifically because I remember everything about it because I didn't know what a Denver International Airport was, right? And the Bluicifer and that whole shit. But he did a video on it, and I watched it, and I watched half of it because it was really long. So I didn't get to finish it. So I was when we were doing this episode, I was going back to look for it. He doesn't have it on his page.
Weird.
So I'm trying to remember, did he ever do it? Or am I remembering another reality? Or he did do it and someone took it down. Which, why would you take it down? Because he was actually trying to help your story, making people think that there is nothing wrong with it. Or he was. I don't remember the actual, purpose of the video.
Well, I read a little bit that when you say bunkers, you know, like when I was doing the research, I thought about bunkers like end of the world comes and like you said, the elite gets down there. But there's even some conspiracy theories where like those bunkers are like part of the Illuminati headquarters and then lizard people and aliens. It's just weird. It's
like I said, there's a lot of things tied to it because it's so out of place and so unnecessary that it's like they're drawing a lot of attention to it. And what's weirder too is that it wasn't even on the radar until, like I said, social media was created. This thing's been built and around since the 90s.
Yeah.
With $1 billion back then, it's got to be close to like hell a lot more billion now. So there's a lot of money back from the 90s.
Yeah. And the best way to describe, you guys can definitely go look and Google like the Denver airport tunnels. But the Denver airport, the tunnels kind of look like, you know, like subway tunnels is what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, because you're going to use the tracks to transport luggage faster.
Yeah.
Like I said, but they abandoned it. So, I mean, those tracks have been down there since the 90s. Right? It's almost like, what, 30 years?
Yeah.
Bluicifer's been sitting out there for about 30 years.
Yeah, but you know, there was rumors, and I don't know how true this is because I've read different things, but that he's going to be removed from the airport.
Mm-hmm. Watching them remove it, it's in the bad.
And he's going to be, and it's, I don't know, it's weird.
So yeah, conspiracy is not really our thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why you insisted on putting it into our haunted jar.
Because conspiracy theories are important to know too, and I think there's a paranormal element that rolls with conspiracy theories, and I think the Denver airport has a little bit of some spooky stuff going on regardless, you know.
What they tell us.
Yeah. No one really knows what's going on there, but it is kind of weird, and the fact that, like, the whole thing with Bluicifer, it's all weird, and I think we talk about weird stuff. Hidden in the shadows. It's hidden in the shadows. The true thing about the Denver airport is definitely hidden in the shadows, and we probably won't know what it is. But yeah, so this is going to be a shorter episode. We normally hit about an hour, but this one's only going to be about 30 minutes just because, I mean, past the conspiracy theories, there's really no evidence. There's really no, like, other than what people, I mean, there's not a lot on it, but it is definitely a story we wanted to dig into because there was weird stuff with it. So.
Yeah. Which I think we should do an episode later on about what conspiracy theories were said way back when that became true.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Conspiracy theories. They're weird and they're spooky.
No.
Sorry.
So do you want to draw from the jar of haunted things?
Yeah, so we started putting new subjects in there, and we're going to draw.
No one's giving us suggestions, by the way.
Oh, well, you know, if you have a suggestion. Actually, yeah, we got Poltergeist from Instagram. I think it's Project Entity. And then we also got weird, like, funeral ceremonies and rituals from, like, stuff from, like, the Shrunken Heads thing. That would be, like, a weird thing. That came from my cousin.
Yeah.
So.
I want to do a shout out to Leaving the Bazaar.
Yes, because they're awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with those guys, and they're super nice. And we in the paranormal podcast world would highly recommend them because they're really good.
Our newest episode was on the sky quakes,
and they're also doing subjects that I think have not been done before. So it's a breath of fresh air, and they're not like super serious.
No, so
it's good.
If we had to relate them to anything, it'd be like a paranormal basement yard.
I think a little bit cleaner.
A little cleaner, yeah.
Yeah, but cleaner basement yard mixed with paranormal.
But definitely go check them out.
Yeah. And
okay, so
drawing from the jar.
Oh. Ghost Stories 2.
All right, so
you wrote 2 on it, and we just do it again. But
yeah. So, oh man, okay. So we're gonna do Ghost Stories Part 2 for the next episode, and that basically is our ghost stories because, like I said, we have a lot more extensive, and we can start getting into some like darker stuff too. So that one might be a longer episode, But yeah, so if you think that this was a good episode, you think that you kind of thought this was interesting, make sure to hit us up and let us know because we want to know your feedback.
Anticipation for future episodes. Let me just read a list of a few ones that we've talked about. I think a few are in there, actually.
Yeah.
Demons.
Ugh, yeah, I'm not going to like that episode, but, you know.
What we call witches.
Witches. And when we mean witches, we're not really talking about witchcraft. We're talking more of, like, hauntings by witches, like the Bell Witch in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like, that is a scare.
Or even the Blair Witch.
Well,
she's based on an actual witch.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's like a true thing?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's another... Well, see, that's like one thing, like that freaks me the F out is that like, it's one thing to be haunted by a paranormal, like ghost or anomaly, but you're haunted by a witch, that's just scary.
And also, what was that other one I was talking about? Dang it, I wrote it down. It's not. Yeah, but yeah, those are just sneak peeks of what's to come later on.
Yeah, so and we'll probably do like the Poltergeist, and like I said, that's in there.
And also Paranormal Investigation 2.
Which is going to have more of, because the previous episode that we did with Paranormal Investigations was kind of like comparing movies and TV shows and how they paint paranormal investigating versus real life. But part 2 is going to actually talk about, like, get advice and get tips and stuff from actual paranormal investigators. So
I remember cryptoids.
Oh, cryptoids, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I even wanted to kind of do one on mermaids because that I get like, yeah. I'm really confused.
I put in there. We're basically doing the oceans, what hides in the deep, essentially.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What hides in the shadows of the deep. Wow.
But yeah, so that's the basis of it. I put one in there for that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So. Oh yeah. So make sure to follow us on social media because we've started getting more and more like active on there. So we have a Twitter, Facebook, and a Instagram. And I post Mondays and Wednesdays about like specific state haunted locations and like the backstories behind these haunted locations. So
we'll catch you next week when we talk about ghost stories too.
Okay, go ahead.
Go catch your weirdos next time.